nice one. Get a couple of details in there. Were you using that one on Jared that time I was watching you, or was that a different?
Similar.
Same collar grip.
Alright, we're going to work on our, keep continuing with our DLA. This part we're going to work for the Omoplata though, right? On the same side of our part, we're working DLA. So, we're going to have the DLA guard here, a nice hook here. A lot of time when you're in this position, the hand placement of the guy is going to be key to where you can start to sort of control or what I need to address straight away. So, if Mac's got his hand on my hip, that can be a bit of a problem. He can start to control my hip, turn his knee out, and start to sort of make my De La Riva come out pretty easy here by changing the angle of his knee. All right? So I could start to, maybe I could grab his sleeve, grab his collar, and I can start to control this arm, all right? Cool? If he grabs my pant leg, that's going to need to be addressed as well pretty much straight away because, again, he can start to push my leg, change the angle of his knee, and then start to attack this side if he wanted to. And also a common one is also if they just grab your shin like this and they just dig that leg out like this and keep it down so you can't bring your leg up. That's going to be another effective way for him to get the hook out. And remember that it was a Charlie one.
That's a Charlie,
yeah. Okay, right. Now we know. So remember, guys, anytime you start to feel like if you're here and here and they start to put their hand here, you can change your grip from the foot up into the sleeve and grab the sleeve. It's no problem. We can control this one side here. And I still can off balance my partner with my leg on the thigh, right? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to feel where he grabs. It doesn't matter if he grabs here, if he grabs here, or if he grabs the shin, I can still do the same technique, all right? If he grabs on my hip, it's going to be a little bit different because I can't kick to break the grip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of unbalance him first, kick him to the side, and then I'm going to pull his hand to the side here. And I'm going to turn my hand away so my knuckles are facing away, so it's harder for him to make the grip. And I'm going to keep it right near the side of my hip. All right, just like that. Cool. So the first movement, we'll start it from the one on the hip, and then you guys can kind of play around with the other ones if you like. Because once we learn to do the Omoplata from here, the sequence is pretty much the same, except it's a different way that we get the arm. So if he's grabbing my knee, I'm going to do the same thing. Collar, sleeve, break the grip, all right? And I can start to just work my way into it, all right? If he's grabbing my shin, same thing. I'm going to break the grip and start to work my way into it. But the same principle is I'm putting his hand in my pocket, all right? Keeping his hand really close to my hip. So this is kind of the harder one in a way, but it sort of shows you how to off-balance your partner to take advantage of the angle, right? So I'm here, I feel that hand on the hip, I don't like it, I'm going to grip the sleeve, all right? As soon as I grip the sleeve, I'm going to break the balance and pull him to the side, just enough to pull his arm to the side, all right? Keeping his hand away. I need to make sure that I maintain the grip on the collar all the time so he doesn't posture up. If I let go now, it's going to pull up, and now this arm's going to be lost. So keeping here. Now, he's probably going to want to try to start to straighten up or get his foot back, and that's okay. As long as I can keep the posture broken, it's no problem. Now, one thing you see people do a lot, after they get this position, they go to attack the arm, they just throw the arm lock up, all right? The shoulder lock up. They try to get it here. All right, and there's nothing wrong with this, but it's a little weaker and we can make it a lot stronger by just adding in a little detail before we get to here. Cool? And that detail is going to be, we're going to step on their back. So when I'm here, I'm going to go 1, 2, pull the hand, and now instead of just throwing my leg over, I'm actually going to turn and step my foot onto his back. And I'm going to use my thigh right onto his tricep, and I'm going to squeeze my knees together and touch my knees on his shoulder, like this. So I'm stepping on his hip, squeezing my knees together, controlling the lapel, and I'm controlling the sleeve. But let's say I let go of these two things and he tries to pull up. I can control his arm by squeezing my knees together and pinching my knees together. I've got my foot on his leg, foot on his hip, and I'm controlling his posture down. Cool? So from here, that's where I start to now go to the omoplata. All right? I take my foot over, turn, and make sure you guys turn all the way, like you're trying to touch your ear onto his leg. All right? From this position, you can keep this the whole way through if you like. All right? You lock your leg, and then what I do is I sit up. So I start to sit up. Now, you'll notice that my leg is out in the front, and I need to get up. So the only reason I'm locking the leg is because if he comes up again, if I'm here and my leg is unlocked, he might grab my foot and start to, he could do a submission there. He could try to do an escape of some sort, all right? But when I lock my leg, it makes it a little bit harder for him to be able to do those things. One of the escapes is going to be, he's going to try to roll, which is a common escape. So he'll just do a roll, Matt. We'll do this. Now, if he does that, you guys can see I hit the sleeve, but he's now not in the arm lock, right? So if he goes back, nice. If I lock and I put my foot under his head, boom, see how I've got it like this? Now if he goes to roll, I keep his head up off the ground. He can't tuck his head to do a forward roll, so I have him nice and controlled. That's why I like to lock the leg. But when locking, we push and sit up. Then I'm going to hug his back. All right, now I need to get up. So the way I get up is I turn in towards it. I lean like I'm going to lean over the top of it. And I turn my leg back. Now from here, all I'm going to do is make a grip, or I can come and grab the top, or just control the hip. And I'm just going to start to bring my butt up and move his arm back. Cool? Just like that. So we're just applying a lot of pressure to the shoulder there. So, got the De La Hiva, all right, collar, ankle. I feel the hand, doesn't matter, it could be on the leg, on the shin, on the hip. I'm gonna break this grip. So to break this grip on the hip, I can't kick and break it as if it was on here. I can't go like this, which would be nicer, because now I could just step straight in and clamp my hips. All right, see my hips come off the ground? That's gonna create mobility. So this one, I can't kick to break that grip. So I'm gonna have to push, turn, and then break the grip. Step, squeeze my knees together. From here, bring the leg over the head, and now I turn. Cool, lock the leg. Now, what if you're a little bit smaller, and he's much bigger than me? How am I gonna get up? Let's say it's really hard to get up here. All you need to do, guys, is you're gonna grab the pant leg, turn your elbow in, so your elbow is in line with the knee. Hold the arm, and you're just gonna hip escape away. Hip escape and stretch the arm. Look. Now we can come up here. Turn the leg back, and we can come up and finish the arm. So there's a lot of details here, guys. But don't worry too much about the end result at the moment. All I want you guys to do is start to look at how to set up this De La Hiva here and to the arm lock. Then we can start to add in things as well later on. So, De La Hiva, collar, ankle. His hands on the hip, I can't break the grip, so I need to unbalance. So I'm going to grab the sleeve, grab the collar, kick, break his balance, punch the hand away. See how my knuckles are facing up? If he tries to grip my gi now, it's much harder. So now I can step on his back, squeeze my knees together. Go. From here, this hand can push and pull, no problem. Step over, walk all the way through. All right, lock the leg, sit up. When you guys sit up too, don't just try to sit straight up. You can grab him as well if you need help. Your hand can go onto the floor at the start if you need to. But I slide my butt back. Watch, I use my foot, slide my butt back and sit up. It makes it much easier. If you're here, it's hard. Sit up, pull back, legs come back. So to get this movement, I need to open space on my hip. So I lean on him. And that's going to open that space. Keep everything tight. If you're worried you're going to lose the arm, just hold the tricep and start to come up over the top. Cool? Let's go one more. So here, 1, 2, 4. One thing you don't want to do is put your hand in between the leg. He grabs my sleeve and rolls. Now I'm in Omoplata. So don't put your hand in between the legs, go over the back. All right, or grab the outside of the leg. All right, all the way through, but be very careful, don't go like this. Now you're gonna lock yourself up. So here, look, 1, 2, 3, and come up. Cool? All right, guys, let's have a play around with it. On 3, ready, 1, 2, 3. Any questions, I'll come around. Yeah. Epic.